An awesome day to you, awesome people, and welcome to another week of What's Your Story, where we share, empower, heal, and inspire. I'm your host, Shanrika, the Global Empowerment Connector. And if you're tuning in on Facebook or YouTube, be sure to hit the like, share, subscribe. Drop some comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I speak with people from all over the world. I have viewers from all over the world, so you never know who you may be able to connect with. And speaking of connection, I have an awesome guest on. This queen is about connecting the dots, dotting the I's and crossing the T's and making sure everybody is good. But just want to let you know that What's Your Story is moving to the radio. So July will be the last month for, What's Your Story on Facebook and YouTube. And you can be sure to check that out on Mondays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WDRB Media, streaming live through the website, or you can go through iHeart or TuneIn app, and I believe also Apple Music. So check those out, and that's WDRB Media. That'll be Mondays at 2:30 p.m. And I hope you had a chance to tune in to this past Monday's show. Great show with Sharika Talford of Life Integrated Care. And you can, go to the website actually and, or go to TuneIn or iHeart and search it and be able to pull up that information. Thank you, and awesome day to you guys. Be sure to let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you have any questions, drop them in the, drop them down, in the comments, and, we'll try to get to them as the show goes on. But What's Your Story for right now is brought to you every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Say Something YouTube and Say Something Facebook page. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, all of that. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Drop your comments below. But it is sponsored by Kids Love Money. It's an interactive workbook series for children ages 5 to 15 about financial literacy. So check those out at kidslovemoney.shop. And also Say Something is the official retailer for the Gugoji brand. It's a motivational apparel brand for go-getters and entrepreneurs. So they are available at saysomething.company.site. Again, that's saysomething.company.site. And if you're into motivational mugs, check out Sip Something. You can also get custom mugs made as well. So that is sipsomething.company.site. Again, sipsomething.company.site. And thank you to the sponsors, and thank you to everyone who is, hanging out with us. Those who are going to catch us on the replay, we appreciate you. We don't take, your presence lightly. We're going to go to a quick commercial break now. And when we come back, we'll bring on this awesome queen so she can share her awesomeness with you all. Welcome back, awesome people, and thank you again for joining us on What's Your Story, where we share, empower, heal, and inspire. Again, it's Wednesday, and we're on every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time throughout the month of July, I shall say that. After that, you will be able to find us on Mondays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WDRB Media. You can stream that through the page. You can go through iHeart, TuneIn, or Apple Music, but be sure to tap in on Mondays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Still keep bringing you that awesomeness. It's just at the beginning of the week instead of the middle of the week. But without further ado, I'm going to bring on this awesome queen because she is about winning, and that's what we do over here. We win and we help people win, right? That's life. And if they ain't what you about, then I'm sorry, you're in the wrong place. But I hope you're with us. You're with the winning, and you're in the right place because we love to have you. But without further ado, awesome day to you, Queen. How are you?
Hey, 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 how are you?
I am well, thank you, and thank you for joining us and sharing your awesomeness with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me be a part of your show.
Oh man.
I just, I didn't know about all that you do, and you are awesome in
Oh,
the
thank you.
information that you're bringing to the family. So I'm glad to be here. And
Oh, well, thank you.
You got me up early. I'm usually not up so early, so and I could have chickened out and done the recording or the radio show. I don't know. Maybe I should have done that.
No, no, they need to see your awesomeness in person. They need to see your awesomeness in person. But I appreciate you, and and I'm definitely honored because I know that you don't get up early. But you inspire me because of what you do. For everybody, and we talk about getting your money together. So that's what Lynn does. She help people get their money together. But you created this group, you bring opportunities, you stay on top of it, you stay in touch. I mean, like, you do so much to make sure the people in the group are okay, are safe, are comfortable. It's not like a lot of times you get in groups and people just drop stuff, and then you just kind of left to your own, trying to figure it out. But it is truly a community, and you definitely do an awesome job at making sure everyone stays informed, and things are what they're supposed to be, for as much
Yeah,
as that is possible, especially in finances. But basically, what your story is, I came up with it. There used to be an old greeting back in the day, probably before either one of us was born, but now I'm in the semantics. But it was, they meet a stranger, and it was like, okay, so what's your story? And the gist of it was for the person to tell enough about themselves to get the other people interested and want to know more. So that's basically
right.
what it is, just letting the folks know who you are, where you are, what you do, and we'll get into the other stuff later, but I'll give you the floor and you can start with that.
Okay, well, thank you. I am Lynn Hamilton, and I am from New York City, born and raised. Lived many years in Brooklyn. I'm raised up on Long Island. I was born in Harlem. Spent my first teenage years up until age 13 in Harlem. Then moved to Long Island with my family. Um, I call myself a alternative income specialist because people are looking for ways to make money.
Mm-hmm.
um, my backstory is I came online in 2010 or about, and it happened because I was sitting at work. Well, I think everything that I've done up until now has led me to where I am. I started, my first job was in nonprofit, and it was dealing with helping displaced women find their way back into the workforce. After that, I did that for maybe a year or two, and I got the opportunity to work with an organization called World Hunger Year. That organization was founded by Harry Chapin. I don't know if you are familiar with Harry Chapin, but he was a renowned folk singer, and his mission was to deal with the crisis of world hunger.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he got killed in a car accident while I was still working for him. So I got to know him pretty well. But he had a magazine called Food Monitor Magazine. So I kind of cut my teeth in magazine publishing at first. And then I left, went back to school, and then found a gig in radio that I just loved. Yeah, I wasn't so much interviewing, but I was behind the scenes doing promotions and what have you, cutting commercials, doing voiceovers, things
Oh
like that.
wow.
Um, and it was my most favorite job because everything was like kind of free. My entertainment was free. I got the books that I wanted. It was a gospel radio. It was one of the top gospel radio stations in New York City.
Wow.
I got, concerts and music and got to meet lots of people. So I had
Yeah.
a lot of fun there and I learned a lot. Left left radio. Well, we got pushed out. Myself and the general manager got pushed out of radio, and I found myself at a law firm, and I spent 15 years at a law firm as a legal secretary. And it was there, I was kind of bored one day, and I was online, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw something about making money online. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna see what this is about. Because I was sick of the corporate world, right? And so I answered this opt-in form and got connected with a well-known health and wellness company. I won't say the name. And the group that I got connected with, this guy wanted to do stuff online because at that point, making money online was kind of new. People were just moving on to the online
Right.
space. It was regular network marketing, which I had, done some of. And so when you don't know what you don't know, that gets you into trouble, right?
Yes.
And I had come on, so it was about systems, having marketing systems and all this stuff. And this guy ripped us up. I mean, I lost so much money in this deal. It's a wonder that I ever came back.
Mm-hmm.
We was selling leads for $100 a lead,
Whoa.
and we had, selling what do you call it? Websites for, no, not even website, domain names
Domain.
for $50 a domain, and you needed four of them. And I mean, it was just outrageous what he did. And he got into a lot of trouble. And actually, I was part of a documentary uh, based on what this guy did. But I always knew that there was money to be made online. So my thing was, I'm not going to give up.
Mm-hmm.
So I continued, and Sharika, I'm trying to think if I met you way back when I was working with like my first mentor, Vicky Wooden. Vicky was she was a school teacher, and she was online. She came online a couple of years before but she gave me the genesis of what you do online, how you help folks online.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a group, and we had a Sunday show called Marketing Strategies That Work.
Hmm.
Okay. And so, our deal was helping people learn how to make money online. Um, uh, uh, things happen. I mean, we didn't have any bad blood or anything, but she decided to do something else, and I went elsewhere. And now she's one of the top earners in another health and wellness company, not the one that I was in, but
Mm-hmm.
doing very well. And I love her to death because it was her, it was
Yeah.
she who
Put you
you know
on, basically.
who put me on exactly. Um, in 2014, I met my current partner. And
Mm-hmm.
actually, I met him through Vicky because he was looking for a marketing system that I was an affiliate for.
Mm-hmm.
And he and I began to connect. In 2016, I got diagnosed with bladder cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So that put me out of put me down for a little while, but God is good.
Amen.
I spent like up to 30 days in the hospital.
Mm.
Um, and I have a fondness for nurses and what they do because I was able to, kind of see it firsthand.
Yeah.
But once I came out of the hospital and I'm back, because I went through chemo and the whole nine yards. Maurice and I connected it, and we began to talk about what we could do to help others. And we came up with this community. The first one was the $500 blueprint,
That's
because
when
the
I was
premise
first singing.
okay, the premise was, what would an additional $500 a month do for you?
Hmm.
And so we would find these programs that, and it's always been from the beginning, these programs where people didn't have to recruit to earn,
Right.
because that's the problem with marketing these days. They say, bring in two people, but some of them, I don't know two people. Why? I don't want to talk to people, or you're part of what is called the NFL club. No, that's not National Football League. That's the No Friends Left club, because
Right.
every time you get something, you come into the same people, talking to them about, look, here's a way to make some money. Okay,
Right.
what happens is, in order to make money, you have to bring others in, and that's the whole concept of pyramid, that that people, there's a misconception about that with most things. There are some scams like that.
Right. There
um,
are.
there are scams. Like I said, I've lost a lot of money. In the beginning, it was because of what I didn't know, but
Hmm.
then, as I began to learn the steps and the processes for making money, when I lost it, it was because of platforms going down, or
Right.
bad
You
things.
had covered your bases basically, so it was out of your hands to the things that
Exactly. Um, so with the $500 blueprint, that was when we began our community. We had a Facebook group, and we still do. We do calls twice a week, Maurice and I. But then we came up with another group called the 100K Club, because Maurice is this big thinker, and he was like, yeah, well, okay, 500 is good, but let's show people how they can make a little bit more money.
yeah.
Now, the thing is, you have to be willing to work. So in the last, we started this about 5 years ago, between
Hmm.
the $500 Blueprint and the 100K Club. And the thing is, getting people, well, rather, finding programs where people don't have to do anything but plop down their money. But if they do want to earn additional money, you
They
just got to
can.
talk.
Yeah.
Okay, they can do it. So then we began to, in the last few years, our focus has been on cryptocurrency, right?
Hmm.
Because that really is the new currency.
It is.
So what we do is, we look for programs that pay 3 to 5% a week. Okay, because that's conservative. There are
Mhm.
all these programs out there that do 1% a day, 1.5% a day, and you can get in them and get started, but eventually they collapse because they're not sustainable. All
Right.
right. So, Maurice and I are the eyes and ears of our community, and we find these programs that we can bring to the family, and they can throw their money in and get started. And usually, the start maybe, $500 is the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Now, if there are these people who say they want to make money online, but then they don't. You either have to have some money, or you need to have a network, because your
Mhm.
network is your net worth,
Right.
right? Um, or you have to use systems. So we would create systems. We came out with, funnel systems that people could use to share, that they
Mhm.
could market. We began to show people how they could buy clicks, and buy, well, clicks, or you could say that they're leads, people who are looking for, you know um, uh, how to make money from home. That's the niche.
Yeah.
And sending your, your landing page to these people, they get the email, they decide whether or not they want to join. But our community really grew by word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So right now, active members, I would say we have 200 or so, but our list is, thousands. But they're, I guess, a genesis of what I email out to people who have paid into our system. I mean, we have about 1,000 people, and they don't all participate, but when we shoot out something that we think is really hot,
Mm-hmm.
people come forward. And then our thing is, once we have them, is training them on how to do things, how to open up a crypto wallet, how to buy crypto, how to sell crypto, how
Yeah.
to receive it, and then how to send it to your bank if that's what you want to do. Okay.
Right.
And our thing is really diversity, not putting all of your money
And one.
in one pot, right? And we have a number. The name of our group is the 100K Club, and you can find that on Facebook. Um, and what we then, what we do, we just show people then how they do things, and every twice a week we have these calls,
Mm-hmm.
to let folks know, what to do. And that's how I came up with my name. You mentioned something about that.
Yeah.
Every day will win, because it's about, all right, I say I help everyday people win every day. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Um, the average Joe who doesn't know a thing about working online. Actually, we have a lot of baby boomers in our
Yeah.
family. They're, I mean, anywhere from the baby boomers age, I think it's 40, 40 on up to, I think one of our oldest members is like, is in the early 80s. So, these are people who want to know what to do. And some folks don't have the time or the patience, like,
Yeah.
to work with them. And between Maurice and I, and that's why, I say I don't get up until late. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
probably around this time, maybe a little bit later, because I'm up all night.
Yeah.
I'm getting phone calls.
Reaching out to people. Yeah, because you like, because you drop your number, you like call me if you got problems, and like you said, y'all do the videos every week, twice a week. And what I really like too is that you're in, like some of the projects, you're in contact with the actual creators of those
Hmm. Well,
projects, and people,
yeah,
and they come in into the training meetings too. They come in and they speak as well, and they invite us, to their trainings, that they're having as a company, also. So I mean, that's good because it's communication, is transparency. And
right.
the projects that I have, I've invested in some that, of course, the platform is, not sustainable in a lot of instances. But I mean, I've been in a couple that, now that are, I ain't having no problem with, it's doing what it's doing. I'm loving it.
Exactly. And those are the most fun, because people don't, not that they don't want to do anything, but they may, they may be reaching towards retirement, and, the 401k that they've, put money in for the last 20, 30 years, with the
Right.
market going up and down, it may not be doing too well. And they just want an alternative,
Mm-hmm.
okay? An alternative way to make some money. And really that's where we come in. And, you use the word transparency. We are very transparent in what we do.
Yeah.
We try to come up with ways, and we've had some cooperative products where, a member doesn't have to put out 500, $3,000, because we've had some members put out that kind of money and the platform has gone down, and we feel horrible because we told them about it. Okay.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we close up shop and and go somewhere. We just say, on to the next. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I mean, you win some, you lose some. And I like to tell people, I said, look, you go to a Italian restaurant, buy some spaghetti, and the spaghetti is not so great. Does that mean that you stop going to restaurants eating spaghetti? You keep going, and you keep till you find a
Fine.
restaurant
That
that
you like.
welcome spaghetti. And it's the same way in this online marketing. You know, some, as you said, we have some top recommended programs that have been around for a while.
Hmm.
Um, and those are the ones we like to tell folks about, that we feel confident about.
Hmm.
And these are programs that people are making money in,
Oh yeah.
every day. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, not every day, but weekly, they're earning money, and so folks are happy about that.
I'm
Folks,
happy. I know that. But if they ain't, I'm happy. But yeah, people are making money, and and a lot of times people do get discouraged because they lose money, and then but that's where education comes in. Is Education is necessary. I lost a lot of money. I started dibbling in cryptocurrency back in 2016, 17. And you had all of you had BitConnect, you had divorce, you had all of these coins out that was paying this astronomical
that's right.
amount of interest, daily, and compounding. And they took, of course they got what they got from everybody, and they took off. But I mean, I didn't give up, and that's even with the stock market. If things are gonna go, it's a cycle. Things are gonna go up, things are gonna come back down. I mean, it's life, period. If you look at our lives, things are not always up. Things are up, things are sometimes down. It's just how it goes, but you can't give up. But the main thing is not to invest more than you can afford to lose. I mean, if you can't start out with about $10, then that's what you do. Start out with
Right.
$10. If you could do $10 every week, or every, you know what I'm saying? Because eventually it will add up. And then once it adds up, it's gonna start, you'll start seeing, especially if you're putting it in something that's gonna earn you interest, you'll start seeing it, the increase, I guess you would say, for lack of a better word. But yeah, you can't
Right.
get discouraged on stuff because
You're exactly right about that. And we make this disclaimer every time we open up our calls. Don't, exactly what you said. Don't invest any more than you can afford to lose. But there are some people who think it's the get rich quick type of thing. And we have to let folks know that this is a step by step process.
mhm,
You add your money, you earn your compounds, okay,
mhm,
and then every week you earn more. Now you can add more to it if you like, because again, these are programs that we feel comfortable about telling people
yeah,
to do this. Um, but yeah, you don't get discouraged. Don't. I mean, I had this one girl said, "Oh, I'm very unhappy with this program because I've only made, I haven't made any money." And I had to say to her, I said, "Well, you started 2 weeks ago. Um, this is only 3% a week. It's much more than you would get with your bank.
right,
Um, and so this is not a get rich quick thing. All right. So you just have to sit back and wait. Now, if you want to make more money, you must put more money in.
mhm,
Okay. So if you could either do it that way, or you must tell others about it so
right,
that you can earn referral commissions.
yes,
That's how this deal works. But if you just want to sit down and not do anything, put some money up and just wait. And when your account reaches the amount that you think you want to start taking some profit from, then that's what you do.
right.
But about the ups. And my up right now is that I recently became a me mom. I have a
Oh, congratulations.
4 month, yes, indeed, Sakari, 4 months old. He's a palindrome baby, meaning that he was born 22222. Okay. And
Wow.
a palindrome is a set of characters, numbers, or letters that are read both ways. Madam is a
Mm.
palindrome.
Yeah.
Radar is a palindrome. Civic is a
It
palindrome.
is.
And number is, his birthday can be read forward
Either
and
way,
backwards.
right.
Either way. Yeah.
Same thing.
So he is precious, and I don't get to see him a lot, but I get loads of pictures, and I've set up a crypto wallet for him, and every day on the 22nd, I put some money in for
Right.
add some crypto to his wallet.
Yes.
So
And that's
it's
what
really
it's about.
yeah, yeah. It's about, I mean, just like you, this thing what you got going on with the financial literacy for the children. Um, Now, I mean, I kind of peeked the commercial, and this is a
Hmm.
book that you wrote.
Hmm.
Yes. All right. So I must get that for my nieces. I have a 10-year-old niece who
Yeah.
TT is always putting money on her card, but I want to teach her responsibly how to begin to save, and the
Yeah.
value.
Absolutely.
They're like, used to could give us $1 and we'd be happy with it, but you can't give me $1 now. Well, what am I going to do with this?
Right. What can I do with this? I can't do nothing with this. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, you gotta whatever that can help somebody else. Because I have grandkids, and those are my grandchildren on my books. So
Okay.
one for representation. So they can see themselves on books, and other kids, can see themselves on books. And
Exactly.
I want to be able to give them something that'll help them get ahead in life, because I went through, repossessions and charge off and collections. When I was young, I went through all of that stuff. I didn't know, but had I known, I could have made better choices, and I probably would be, somewhere on my own island right now. But I'm
But
gonna get
that's
there.
okay, because you're almost there. Like you said,
I'm
what
gonna
you
get
don't know
there.
when you don't know it, but now you do know. And so, listen, my favorite affirmation is things are always working out for me.
Mm.
Things are always working out for me. I um I have this reflective visor that I put on my dashboard in my car. So it's
Hmm.
written backwards, but when you put it in the dashboard, it reflects back. So
Uh-huh.
as I'm driving, I could see my affirmation. Things are always working out for me, and I just have to remember that. And if you've been to some of our calls,
Hmm.
we open up our meeting with a little affirmation
Affirmation.
to
Yeah.
get to the mindset of knowing that if it's to be, it's up to me. I gotta do it, and I
Yeah.
have to make myself open to all that God in the universe is going to bring into my life. So
Yes.
that's where I am. That's
Yes.
where.
Well, thank you. I was gonna tell you to drop some encouragement on them, but you did it anyway. So but thank you, and thank you so much. I appreciate you for getting up early and joining us and sharing your awesomeness. And y'all be sure to check out Lynn on Facebook. She's on Instagram, and that's her website. Also, if you're on Facebook, it is the 100K Club.
A Club. And if you go to lynnhamilton.net, that tells you everything that I'm doing, basically, and scroll down to the bottom, and
Mhm.
all my social profiles are down there. So if you want to connect with me on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, mostly I'm on Facebook and YouTube. So I have a series of videos, how-to videos on things that either that I've been involved in, or other ways to help people do certain things.
Mhm.
Finding the transaction and their transaction ID and their crypto wallet and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, you didn't tell me that. We could have added that on there too. So the
Well,
people
I mean, I don't know how much you could have on this scrolling thing. Do you
listen.
listen?
It,
Everybody see?
yeah,
You
everybody
listen?
sees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
But
it.
she's on YouTube. What's the YouTube channel?
YouTube. Go. It. let's see, YouTube/Lynn Hamilton.
Lynn, okay.
YouTube.com/Lynn Hamilton.
Okay. And if all else fails, go to a website. And then that way you'll see everything that she has going on. The website is www.lynnhamilton.net. But Lynn, thank you again. I appreciate you so much for coming on. Yeah. Yes. I'm gonna put you in the back in the green room for a moment. I'll be right back with you, okay?
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
All right. All right, awesome people, and thank you all for joining us. If you're caught it live, or if you're going to catch it on the replay, thank you. We appreciate you for taking the time out to listen in, and hopefully you learned something. Lynn is a wealth of information. If you're trying to get your money right, conservatively, because fast money ain't always good money. I will say that coming from somebody who is in the streets. Fast money ain't always good money. But you want that, the tortoise in the hare. Think of the tortoise in the hare, who's going to come out on top at the end. But be sure to connect with Lynn, and that way you can stay abreast of the, great opportunities that they have to offer. Also, if you're on Facebook, look up the 100K Club and become a part of it. But you have been enjoying What's Your Story, where we share, empower, heal, and inspire. Again, I'm Shanrika, the Global Empowerment Connector. Be sure to tap in next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also Mondays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WDRB Media. You can listen in online, or you can listen in through the TuneIn and iHeartRadio apps. But thank you. Be sure to hit the like, share, comment, all of that great stuff. Until next time, you guys stay awesome, and I will talk to you later.